drug trafficking, rigged contracts, money laundering, forgery, illegal waste disposal. In Naples, the Camorra runs Europe's biggest drug marketplace and a criminal empire worth 12 billion euros per year. An economic power preserved by every means through intimidation and violence that turned a city rich in history and art such as Naples into one of the worldwide emblems of criminality. Nearly 10,000 deaths in 20 years, counting in affiliated members and innocent victims, trapped in a system that has widespread control over Campania region. Alongside this dreadful reality, there is a positive force for change and legality. Not only in the police, but also in civil society. In this daily battle between civil society and the criminals, civil society is beginning to turn the tide. There are positive forces and heroes who confront the Camorra, standing up against the evil that besieges the city and the region. There is a will to cry out. There is an eagerness to demand change with dignity. It is the same dignity you will find in the Scampia district. Scampia bustles with more than 50 civil society organizations working to redeem and teach. Ciro comes from one of the most troubled neighborhoods of Naples. Today, he is president of the Anti-Camorra Association Resistenza and fights to snatch young people from the illegality that surrounds them.
I'm 32 years old, born, raised and survived, so to speak, in Scampia. Many of my childhood friends are no longer there. The most fortunate are in prison. The less fortunate are simply no longer around. Some had to flee somewhere else. Our association started with taking care of kids whose parents are involved in the drug trade. So we're talking about kids whose parents cut and packaged drugs for the Camorra until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and didn't wake up to take them to school. So our task is to go where they live, wake them up, rouse them out of bed, dress them and physically drag them to school. The awareness that we managed to turn future Camorra lookouts into future legality lookouts, even for a brief period of their lives, is what gives us the strength to keep on going, despite everything.
Even more significant is the commitment of those who used to be in the Camorra. They are now fighting the Camorra's hold over the minds of the people. These young leaders are serving as role models for even younger children. They are upholding and teaching the culture of lawfulness. In neighborhoods where unemployment is close to 75%, young people have few alternatives to the streets. Carmine knows the traps and teaches others not to make the same mistakes through the power of cinema.
I was born in the Spanish district of Naples. I spent my whole childhood right here. In the narrow streets and alleys, doing this and that. I was a little rebel. Some pickpocketing, a few watches, but it doesn't get you anywhere. You only get easy money. It's highly possible that the kids here end up joining the Camorra. Our association, named Socially Dangerous, was born 4 or 5 years ago. It serves precisely to save kids at risk, because I'm convinced that people who don't work very likely will end up in criminal contexts. We shot a short feature film written by those in the Socially Dangerous Association, and it was a hit. It's called Sick Dog, a video about our reality.
Being the son of a member of the Camorra means coping with evil on a daily basis. But Vincenzo has chosen a different road.
My father is in prison, serving a life sentence. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever be able to see each other again. You can be a mechanic. You choose to become a doctor. You choose to be a criminal. I decided to choose a road that isn't easy. In my professional life, I'm a full-time director and actor. We succeeded in bringing dance, cinema and theatre workshops into our neighbourhood. After nearly 4 years, we have 110 young people attending these classes. For the time being, we've accomplished a sort of miracle because we have an audience. We're doing everything we can to make it a launching pad and a kind of business card for our city. In Naples and in the Sanità district, there's more than just Camorra and crime.
Davide was once a man of the Camorra. Today, he tries to put in the hands of young people the most powerful weapon, education.
At the age of 9, I stopped being a kid. The police were looking for me because I was carrying guns from one building to another. And when I turned 14, it happened almost automatically. They assigned me my first area for drug dealing. It's a well-known fact that Scampia boasts a record that's hardly enviable. It's the neighborhood with the highest illiteracy rate. I got as far as the 5th year of primary school, and it was easy for me to end up in the underworld. School has to do its job, the family has to function. The 20-year-old youth of today who works for the Camorra is the child of 10 years ago who didn't have access to education and was unable to choose a different path. Our organization is called Together Youth Center. The first thing we care about is education. We really want to offer this opportunity to give a sort of reimbursement to the kids of this area, because in the past I did wrong. I set a bad example. So I believe I have a debt. I wish to repay it with great serenity, liberty, and even cheerfulness.
And then there are those who suffered such terrible violence that they devout their lives to revenge against those who inflicted this violence. This is the case of Francesco.
My sister was Gelsomina Verde, a 21-year-old girl who was killed just because she refused to be on the side of the Camorra. She was first tortured and then killed. Going to identify the charred body of a loved one is no easy task, but the worst thing is having to carry this grief forever. For almost 13 years, I've been engaged in social activities, and my revenge is stealing manpower away from the Camorra. This is my way of avenging my sister.